Hello everyone. So last week, well, first let me say what day it is today. It is Wednesday, April 30th. Last week I did not do a podcast. It was, or a video, segment, whatever we want to call it. I did not do one. It was a little bit of a hectic week. It was my anniversary week. And we were planning on going away. Then I wanted to not go away because I had so much stuff to finish for work and personal and the kids. So it was a little crazy, and I did not get a chance to do a video. And I will be honest, I was upset at myself for not doing it. But then I gave myself some grace, which goes into one specific video I did about grace and giving yourself grace. So I gave myself some grace. I did not feel guilty. I did not feel bad about it. And I just kept it moving and looked at the bright side. Anyway, so the topic I want to discuss today is actually this: videos, podcasts, just because I do listen to them daily. I listen to Jay Shetty, as I've mentioned before, and I've been listening to a few that he's actually been getting interviewed by other podcast people that have their own podcasts. So he's been getting interviewed by several people, and it's been very interesting learning about him and just seeing him from a different perspective. Instead of him interviewing someone, him getting interviewed. And I learned a lot about him, and it just makes me like him even more. So let me just explain a little bit of this video, actually, because you might be a little confused. As you can see, I am driving. I'm driving home. It is 4:16 p.m. Usually not leaving work this late, but I have been staying later these past several weeks, just trying to get a different perspective of things at work. And I just thought, you know what, let me just save some time and do the video while I'm driving. Then I thought, what type of video should I do? And it just flipped a little bit. Sorry about that. Then I thought, what type of video should I do? Or what topic? And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do about podcasts, about, you know, why I even started this podcast, which I know I went over in the first video I did, but also like what inspired me to do it, what I get out of it, and kind of like, where do I get my ideas as to what I should talk about? So, sorry about that. I really get my ideas from my friends' life, things that have been going on in my own life. But this one in particular, I figured, let me talk about this, what I'm doing right now. So, a friend of mine who owns a bakery, or owned a bakery, or several bakeries before. Her name is Zai's Dessertery is what she owned. Zai, I know Z-A-I. So her bakery, I met her, wow, years ago. I guess it was over 8 years ago. Yeah, it's been a while. I met her because I got my youngest's birthday cake and cookies done for her first birthday / baptism, because I do them together for all of my kids. So I met her at her first shop, which was in, I want to say, was that Dumont? Might have been Dumont. Then she opened a shop in Bergenfield, or she was in New Milford, then she went to I don't know. I know she owned a total of like 3 or 4 shops. She opened even in New York City, downtown. But then we remember with COVID, a lot of things changed, and it affected her like it affected many businesses. So then she closed shop. It's very, very sad because I really enjoy all her sweets, and so do my kids. We would go and have her crepes. She makes amazing crepes and everything, really. Her cookies, her even ice cream. She had a Zai's ice cream, signature ice cream. Everything she had was amazing. Is amazing, because I know she still bakes. So she has a podcast, which I just recently saw, and I think I became friends with her or whatever. So like I started following the podcast, not became friends with her. I've been friends with her. So I started following the podcast, and then recently, last week or 2 weeks ago, she actually reached out to me to ask me if I would be a guest on her podcast. So she has had other guests, business owners, mainly restaurant owners, I think is what she focuses on. So she wanted to interview me on my family's restaurant, which I said, oh, this would be great. Like, I felt like this is a Jay Shetty moment. Even though I don't interview anyone, I basically just go on here and talk about a topic. But I did mention in my first video that I do want to start interviewing people. And the other day I was thinking about it. I thought of one specific friend that I actually want to interview. I won't mention her name because I first want to discuss it with her. But I do want to interview her about a specific topic. Because I know she she presented a speech, or she spoke about her story at an event, and I kind of wanted to interview her about that whole experience. So yeah, I thought of that. Then that was before my friend reached out to me to be a guest on her podcast. So then I thought about it. She said, like, think about a day in May. If you're willing to do this, let me know, and then I'll send you some info of, how we can proceed. So I said, absolutely, I would love to. Let me just see, because May is a little crazy for me. So I do have to look at my schedule and see if May will work, or if I have to look into another day. It's funny because I mentioned it to my husband, and he was like, yeah, that would be great. Do it, during the summer or before the summer, to get it out there, and in the summer, I guess, just nicer weather or whatever. Honestly, I don't even know where this interview will take place, if we're face-to-face or if it's like a Zoom thing, or how it works. I'm not sure. I saw a few of hers and it looked like it was via Zoom or something like that, or camera set up somehow. I don't know. I will discuss with her once I look at my schedule and figure out what works, or give her a few options, or she can give me a few options when I tell her what timing would work for me. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. And it's funny because I just thought, like, wow, it's funny how things that I'm doing, or putting out there into the world, then they're coming back to me somehow in the same environment, with the same topics. Honestly, I think she'll talk about like our family restaurant and all that. She'll have her own questions, but still, it's in like that world of videos and podcasts, and it really brought me like some fulfillment and some joy as to, wow, like I am attracting this. Part of it too is, and again, I'm going to mention Jay Shetty. He is going to be on tour, and he's going to be in our area. So I asked my husband first. I said, hey, would you go with me to watch Jay Shetty on tour? Which I was praying that he would say yes, but I kind of knew in the back of my head that he was going to say no. But I did offer it to him, and I wanted it to be either like a meet and greet, or I saw there was like a meditation Q&A option. So I was like, ooh, at least, we could do the meditation and Q&A option. Or if he doesn't want to, we can just, be in the audience. But I mentioned to him the different options, different ticket options, and where he's going to be, what date, and see if he wanted to join me. Well, he said no. So then I went down the list. I said, you know what, let me ask my son. Maybe my son will join me. So then my son said no also. So then I reached out to one of my specific friends that I know she's into this as well. And she also likes him. So I reached out to her. She said, yes, absolutely. So I said, you know what, let me just keep it there, because I feel like I don't want to commit someone to do something that they don't want to do, or to go somewhere they don't want to go, you know. I know my husband, my son are going to be honest with me. And I know my friends will too, but anyway, I said, let me keep it simple. She said, yes, let's do this. So me and her scheduled to go see Jay Shetty, and I can't wait. We actually got the meditation package, meditation and Q&A. So we will be experiencing that. But part of what I want to mention is from listening to him, because I do listen to him and other podcasts as well, but he is the main one that I listen to. And I mentioned to my friend, because I sent different episodes to different people randomly, especially my family, like, hey, listen to this, or to my kids, my husband, my friends. And as I listened to them, and I mentioned to my cousin actually once, I said, hey, you know, I'm listening to them like backwards. Like I went to from when he started, when Jay Shetty started doing these videos, to present. So right now I'm in 2023, May of 2023. So I still have some time, but I have listened to some earlier versions in between. But I am going in order, and I am listening to them. And it's funny because I get different things from different episodes from him. And recently I've noticed that I'm getting so much peace, and all of the topics that he discusses, sometimes like in different interviews or different episodes with different people, some of these topics do come up again, or something similar, or he'll refer to like a different episode that specific idea, or, you know, specific item they're discussing, or emotion, or whatever it is, how it was maybe viewed by this other guest, or explained by this other guest, or, you know. And it's funny because when he talks about it in the episode, or he'll say, oh, I remember in such and such episode I had Dr. So-and-so, and, you know, he mentioned ABC, you know, I'd be like, wow, I remember listening to that episode. And yeah, and then Jay Shetty will go into it and like explain it, and then he'll explain it, you know, in the way he interpreted it, and I'm like, oh wow, like I interpreted it in a different way, but I see what you mean. So I've really been enjoying that. And when I mentioned to my cousin that, you know, I'm going backwards, like you may see some old episodes in there that I send you, she goes, oh wow, you're a better person than I am, because I couldn't do that. Like, she's like, you know, I look at the topic, am I interested? Yes, no, okay. If I'm not, I don't listen to it. If I am, okay, let me listen. This is not for me, I keep it moving. That's how she does it. I don't. Like, I listen to it regardless if the topic has to do with me, right? Because I sent one to my cousin, or she sent me one, and it was someone that she normally would not listen to, or doesn't know about the specific person. And she was talking about this specific episode with this guest, and she was explaining how it made her feel, and I was like, really? Like, it didn't make me feel that way, and this is how and then I explained to her my version, and I was like, wow, it is true that different people can listen to different episodes and different interviews and get a different perspective from it. Anyway, I don't want to go in too deep with this, but I did want to circle around to that, because it also showed how when Jay refers sometimes, when Jay Shetty refers to some of his interviews with other people, and then he says his perspective or what he got from it, and then I think, oh wow, I got this, and then my cousin mentioned that. I was like, wow, everyone gets something different, you know. And there are episodes, like my cousin said, oh, if I'm not interested, I don't listen to it. And I said to her, I listen to everything regardless, because I find that I get the most out of the ones that I think I'm not going to be interested in. Because the ones that I feel like I'm interested in, I'm kind of a little savvy about it. So I know a little information. So when they're talking about it, I'm like, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of obvious, but I didn't think about it. Now that you say it, okay. But when I listen to an episode that is something I don't think I would be interested in, and then all of a sudden they're talking about it, they put it in a different perspective, it's like it becomes colorful to me and it becomes interesting. So it just made me realize that this is something that's really helping me in so many different ways that I didn't even think it would help me. I am at the 15-minute mark, so I'm gonna kind of wrap this up, but I did want to mention this one specific topic, and it had to do with today. So Jay Shetty was on there today, and he was talking about his wife, and how she was telling him about a speech that he read her a speech he was doing at a wedding, and she was like, oh no, that's horrible, like you need to change it. And he was talking about how he felt like his ego, like what, like what do you mean, like you know who I am, like something like that he was thinking. Not that he said it, but his ego was like shut down. But then he kind of thought about it and thought, she just wants the best for me. She wants me to do the best I can, and she's not doing this to make me feel bad or put me down. She just wants me to perform as well as I can. So then he changed it up and all that, and it was better, and he did the wedding and he did his speech or whatever it all entailed. I hope I'm not chopping it up, but he did say that it gave him a perspective of, she's not doing it to hurt me, she's doing it to help me. And it made me think of my husband, because a lot of times my husband will give me like a different perspective, like, hey, how about this, or why don't you do it this way, or did you think about this? And I don't want to say it's ego, because I don't think sometimes it's ego. I think sometimes it's time. Like sometimes I think, I don't have time for me to start testing this out or changing this up or reassess. Like, is he serious? He's questioning what I'm doing, or he's questioning the process. But you know what? He's just trying to make it better. Like, he's being Roddy right now, and he knows my potential. He knows, just like Jay Shetty said, that she knows what I'm capable of, what I can do, and she wants me to do the best I can. And you know what? Today, May 30th, 2025, after I listened to Jay Shetty say that, I thought, oh my God, he's absolutely right. Like, my husband, and not only my husband, my family, my kids, whoever gives me a suggestion, recommendation, or option, they're just trying to help me. Like, and it's funny because I tell my kids all the time, like, you think I want to waste my time here fighting with you, arguing with you? I'm just telling you because I want to make you better. So it made me think, oh my God, like exactly what I tell my kids should be what I should be feeding to myself, or analyzing and saying, hey, you know what, maybe it's a similar scenario. So long story short, circling back, these podcasts, these videos that I'm doing, that I'm listening to, that now I may possibly get interviewed in, are so amazing, because not only do they allow me to speak and get things off my chest and share it with my friends and family, and hopefully it helps them as well, it is helping me learn so much about myself, about my family, and just about this whole world. And I'm loving it. Like, it's great. And every different video, I feel like, builds on itself. And sometimes I may refer to a previous video, but it's because I think everything just connects eventually. Just like Jay Shetty mentions in different interviews with different people, he can refer back to someone else and what they said. Like, we are just learning. We're all learning here from each other. So let's keep learning. Let's keep sharing. And that's pretty much it. Let's keep growing, and let's keep making ourselves productive, our days productive, everyone around us productive, and just grow. Let's grow together. Let's help each other grow, and let's uplift each other. Okay? So that was it. That was my video today. I'm sorry it was a little messy. Just was trying to make it a productive one. So have an amazing day. It's beautiful outside. I will go home and go on a walk because I have 2,000 steps to complete for today, or 1,700 steps to complete for the day. But that's it. All right. Have an amazing day. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Take care.